All right, let's dive deep into everything going on right now with the New England Patriots and the larger NFL picture, because there's a lot of movement behind the scenes that fans absolutely need to understand, especially with this evolving situation around rookie running back Tavon Henderson. Now, Tavon isn't just any rookie. He's coming out of Ohio State, highly touted, and viewed by many inside the Patriots building as a potential game changer in the backfield. There's real belief that he could create a dynamic 1-2 punch alongside Ramondre Stevenson. But here's the catch. He hasn't signed yet. And he's not alone. As of right now, an astonishing 30 of the 32 second-round picks in this year's NFL draft remain unsigned. Yeah, that's not a typo. 30 out of 32. That's practically unprecedented, and it's raising a lot of eyebrows around the league. But once you dig a little deeper into what's happening, it starts to make sense. The 2 second-rounders who have signed got something that's historically very rare in the NFL: fully guaranteed contracts. That's right. The Texans and Browns stepped out of the traditional structure and locked in their guys with full guarantees, and that sent shockwaves through the rest of the rookie class. Take Jaden Higgins, for example, the wide receiver drafted by the Texans. He landed an $11 million fully guaranteed deal. Now on the surface, $11 million doesn't sound crazy in today's NFL until you factor in the precedent it sets. Rookies are now looking around and saying, hold on, if he got that deal, why can't I? And that includes Tavon Henderson. So now what we're seeing is a bit of a standoff. Players want that guaranteed money. Teams, not so eager to set a new precedent that could affect salary cap strategies for years. So what does that mean for Patriots fans? It means you might not see Tavon Henderson at training camp right away. The rookies are due to report on July 19th, but unless something gets ironed out soon, he could be sitting out, working off to the side, or simply not present. That doesn't mean there's a massive problem, but it does mean his deal needs a bit more time and probably a little more cash. Patriots brass knows what they have in this kid. They're just trying to navigate the ripple effect of those guaranteed deals without completely overhauling their financial model. But rest assured, the expectation is that Tavon will be in the mix before long, and once he's on the field, all eyes are going to be on how he can help take pressure off Mac Jones and balance this offense out. Now let's pivot to something that's always good for stirring up debate: the ESPN quarterback rankings. The network dropped its annual list, ranking the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL and also giving out a few honorable mentions and vote getters. And as expected, not everyone's happy. There are names on there that absolutely make sense. Patrick Mahomes at number 1 is pretty much locked in by now. Josh Allen right behind him, and Joe Burrow rounding out the top 3. Those guys have proven it on the field, and whether you like their styles or not, they're consistent, smart, and flat-out winners. Lamar Jackson slides into the 4th spot, which is a nod to his electric playmaking and MVP-level impact when he's healthy and supported. But then things get interesting. Baker Mayfield cracks the top 10, which is raising more than a few eyebrows. Mayfield had a bounce-back season, no doubt, but top 10? That's generous at best. Even more surprising is who got left out. Drake May. Yeah, that's right. A highly anticipated rookie with massive upside. Wasn't just outside the top 10. He didn't even make the top 20. ESPN effectively had him outside the top 19 entirely, which to some feels like a massive oversight, especially when you look at some of the quarterbacks who did get votes. We're talking about guys like Bo Nix, Tua Tagovailoa, and even an aging Aaron Rodgers. Sure, those guys have name recognition and history on their side, but are they really going to have better seasons than Drake May? That's debatable. The ESPN panel seems to be leaning heavily into past performance and giving weight to reputation over projection. Drake May hasn't played a snap yet in the NFL, but based on what we've seen from his development, arm talent, and poise under pressure, there's a solid argument to be made that he could outperform several of those names this year. Still, the lack of love from the national media could actually be a blessing in disguise. Bulletin board material is real in the NFL, and his snub is going to be sitting front and center in May's mind heading into training camp. All it takes is a strong start, and the narrative begins to shift quickly. If the Patriots get hot early and May shows he can handle pro speed and defensive complexity, Don't be surprised if he jumps into the national conversation fast. Now, what would help Drake May silence the doubters even faster? Weapons, reliable, explosive, consistent wide receivers. And that brings us to the next developing story. The TNBO wide receiver market. Jawan Jennings from the 49ers has reportedly either requested a trade or wants a new deal. Either way, the door seems to be slightly cracked open. This isn't a random rumor either. It's following comments from Jerry Rice, who publicly questioned the number of changes San Francisco has made this offseason. That's not something you hear every day from someone like Rice, and it adds fuel to the fire that maybe, just maybe, Jennings could be on the move. Now let's break this down. Jennings is currently set to earn about $7.5 million this season, which is a bargain when you consider that many number one wideouts are pulling in $25 to $30 million. And with the 49ers dealing with injuries, Brandon Ayuk nursing some issues, and Deebo Samuel already shipped out, Jennings is staring at a potential WR1 role whether he stays or goes. ESPN speculated that he might be trying to pull a Jonnu Smith-style move. Remember Jonnu? He had a standout year, wanted more money, ended up traded, and eventually got his raise elsewhere. Could Jennings be following that blueprint if the Patriots want to get serious about upgrading their wide receiver core? Jennings makes a lot of sense. He's physical, experienced, and can play outside or in the slot. The real question is, what would it take to get him? San Francisco isn't just going to give him away, especially considering he's only costing them about $4.2 million against the cap. That's peanuts. So unless he absolutely forces his way out, they might just ride it out. Give him a bigger role and sweeten the pot later. But if a trade does happen, New England could be in play. Maybe it's a deal involving a later round draft pick and a player on the roster bubble. Someone like Kayshon Boutte or even Kendrick Bourne, who's familiar with the 49ers system. You toss in a future pick and maybe offer Jennings a 2-year, $30 million extension with some guarantees, and suddenly it starts to make a little sense. Would it be risky? Sure, but it's the kind of move that could pay off big if you believe in Drake May and want to accelerate his growth by giving him a legit target. Speaking of wide receivers, we had a major shakeup in the division that cannot be ignored. Garrett Wilson just got paid. The New York Jets locked up their star receiver with a 4-year, $130 million contract extension. That's $90 million guaranteed and a record-setting average salary north of $31 million per year for a player who's only been in the league for 3 seasons. That's absolutely wild, and it makes him the first wide receiver in league history to average that kind of money so early in his career. It also gives the Jets a long-term weapon to pair with whoever ends up being their quarterback going forward. And make no mistake, this move was as much about future stability as it was about rewarding Wilson's talent. The Jets know they have something special in him. After the Aaron Rodgers experiment went sideways, and with Justin Fields now expected to step in, they couldn't risk letting Wilson feel uncertain about his future. This deal locks him in for 6 more seasons and makes him the highest paid receiver in Jets history. It's a clear signal that New York is all in on this guy and willing to build around him. From the Patriots' point of view, that adds another layer of urgency. The AFC East just got more competitive. Twice a year, you're going to be matching up against Garrett Wilson, who now has financial security and the confidence to take even more risks on the field. If you're the Patriots, you need to counter that. Whether it's through the draft, trades, or internal development, something has to be done to keep up with the arms race that's unfolding in the division. And all of this, Tavon Henderson's contract, Drake May's national perception, wide receiver trade rumors, and massive extensions feeds into the same narrative. The Patriots are at a pivotal moment. This isn't just another rebuild year. This is a foundation year. The decisions made over the next few weeks could define the next 5 seasons in Foxborough. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers around the NFL world have started stirring up a fresh wave of speculation as veteran pass rusher Jason Pierre-Paul is reportedly nearing a deal with the New England Patriots. This potential signing has sent ripples through the Patriots fan base, igniting a mix of hope and concern as many wonder if this could be another injury-prone acquisition in the team's recent history. Jason Pierre-Paul, once one of the most feared defensive ends in the league, has had a career marked by explosive plays, but also by frequent injuries that have limited his on-field contributions in recent seasons. The Patriots, known for their strategic but sometimes risky signings of aging veterans, appear to be eyeing Pierre-Paul as a possible key addition to bolster their pass rush. However, the veteran's injury history has fans on edge, fearful that this might follow the pattern of past acquisitions that never quite delivered due to durability concerns. Rumors suggest that the Patriots see value in Pierre-Paul's experience and leadership, believing he can bring both a physical presence and mentorship to a young defensive unit. His ability to disrupt offenses when healthy is undeniable, and if he manages to stay on the field, he could fill a glaring need for New England's defense. Yet, the looming question remains: can Pierre-Paul remain healthy enough to make a significant impact? Or will he become another headline in the saga of Patriots veterans sidelined by injuries? Insiders hint that the team is proceeding cautiously, with the contract likely to be low risk and possibly incentive-laden, reflecting the uncertainty surrounding the 34-year-old's health. Patriots coach Bill Belichick, known for his cautious and calculated approach to player signings, might be banking on Pierre-Paul's professional mindset and previous high-level performance, hoping to coax a late-career renaissance from the former Pro Bowler. The buzz among fans and analysts is palpable. Some Patriots supporters are excited at the prospect of adding a seasoned pass rusher who can still flash his old dominance. Others remain skeptical, recalling how past signings of once dominant veterans ended prematurely due to injury setbacks. This split sentiment captures the delicate balance between hope and realism that surrounds Pierre-Paul's rumored move. As the offseason progresses, all eyes will be on the Patriots training camp and preseason to see if Pierre-Paul can prove his durability and value. For now, the possibility of this veteran joining New England remains an intriguing storyline, one filled with both potential upside and familiar risks. Patriots fans can only wait and watch, hopeful that this gamble pays off rather than becoming another frustrating chapter in their team's recent veteran signings. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.